Timo Räsänen from Nokia, and today he'll be talking more as a community member of the nog.fi community about nog.fi workshops. So for several years already we've been talking about having stuff between these nog.fi meetings, and that stuff would be nog.fi workshops. And this September we had 2 of those. So Timo will give a report of how those went, what they were like, and also what we are planning for the future.
Thank you. So my presentation is about these nog workshops. So can you move to the next slide? So I'm going to talk about the briefly what these workshops are, and then about the first workshop that we had, and then about the plans that what we are planning for the future. So these workshops are kind of events like this, but the only difference is that they will be with the hands-on work, that we actually do something together. So we gather around with the like-minded people like here, but then we have some common topic that we work on. And the points here are that we learn something new, we get to know each other better, share the knowledge, because that's very important, and also have a good time. Next one. Yeah, and the agenda for the first workshop was the open source Python tools for network automation. And we had the same session in Helsinki and in Tampere. And we had 20 participants in Helsinki and 10 in Tampere. And the sponsors for this workshop were Alpit Nordic, Dell, and Reactor. And they basically provided us some pizza and the premises and some beers. Thanks for the sponsors. And on the first workshop, we had a couple of presentations. One from Dell. Timo Liuska showed us a demonstration on the how to run labs, some BGP Ansible labs with the Sonic Enterprise. Dell Enterprise Sonic, and then there was a presentation about the most popular Python tools for network automation, and there was basically everything covered from the screen scraping to GNMI. And then we had hands-on tasks that the participants could work on against the lab, and we had some readily available examples, code samples in GitHub that everybody could download and just basically run the scripts and then modify those. And yes, if you go to the next one. So there were a bunch of small scripts to show each of these Python tools that can be used for network automation. And then we had friendly competition in the end of the session. So we had a simple task to write a plot of a movie to the interface descriptions in the switch. Doesn't make much sense. Hopefully nobody did this in the production. And basically there was points given to each successful configuration change on the when you were able to write that correct words to the correct interface. And basically the team with the by GNMI implementation won. So if you go to the next one. So we built also a Grafana dashboard for calculating the points, and basically we could see that how many changes were done per second and the total count of the changes. So. And here's there were a couple of caveats on the calculation of points, because you get only point when you change the interface description to something else than it was previously. So if there was nobody doing any changes, so then basically these two teams basically didn't get any points, because one of the team members were modifying their script. So basically the other team didn't get any points because they couldn't make any changes there. So. But yeah, basically the these points were, this Grafana dashboard was basically based on the GNMI subscription, on-chain subscription. So whenever interface configuration was changed, then there was data being stored to the InfluxDB and then presented here. If you go to the next one, there's a couple of slides about the pictures on the venue. We had very nice venues and very nice drinks and so on. So if you go to the next one, one more, and this one's the first ones were from Helsinki and this one's from Tampere. Okay, next one. Okay, and the next workshops. So if you go to the next one. So if you have any ideas for the workshops, whether you would like to someone to present or if you would like to present something, just participate on the discussion on the Mattermost or join the mailing list. And there has been already a couple of ideas. DNS catalog Jones for secondary. So Aksu has been proposing this one. So if you have any questions or you want to discuss, go talk to him. And then integrating with the peering DB, that's also Aksu and Livio. So if you have any ideas here, talk to these guys. Then a couple of other ideas like building netbox integrations over the REST API, building plugins and stuff like that. And then building Napalm driver, for example, for FortiGate. Next one. But I wanted to talk about one of the ideas in more detail. So we could build open source telemetry stack. So I have been talking to many people that why they are not using this kind of a modern telemetry stack that Jaakko was basically demonstrating on the previous presentation. So there has been major reasons that it's ease of setting up with the incumbent tools with SNMP, and there's plenty of projects and that you can just spin it up and start monitoring. And if you start working building this kind of modern stack from the scratch, you basically need to start it from scratch. And there's also reasons that you have multi-vendor infrastructure and some devices only support SNMP, and then you decide that let's monitor the whole infrastructure with the SNMP, even though GNMI would be a better option. And then also reasons that lack of time and resources to replace these tools. It takes an effort. And then the idea for this workshop would be that we would build some sort of this kind of a project that you could spin up, for example, with the Docker Compose or with the Helm, the whole stack with certain templates that you can start monitoring your infrastructure. And the point here would be that not boil the ocean, but start with something small so that there would be just the basic metrics like interface metrics, CPU, memory, and stuff like that. But the point would be that there would be multi-vendor support, so that there would be readily available templates for multiple vendors, so that it would be easy to start with the modern stack. And there could be support for multiple data collection methods, so primarily GNMI, but there could be also the SNMP supported in the data collection. And the proposed tech stack would be data collection for GNMIC and Telegraph, and time series database, InfluxDB and Prometheus seem to be the most popular ones. For the data visualization, Grafana is the sole leader in this front. And for the inventory, it could be something in the Git, Netbox, InfraHub, Notabot, or something else. And in the workshops, we could work on each of these components, or in a one go, or separate it in the smaller pieces, so that we could work, for example, first on the data collection, and then, for example, Grafana and alerting. And we could have the similar way in the multiple sessions, like for example in Helsinki and Tampere, and maybe in Oulu. I'm not sure if there's anyone from Oulu, but we could have this in the multiple sessions, same way as the first one. So okay, the data collection. So we could prepare the configuration templates for GNMIC and Telegraph, and we could work on the data normalization so that we could get data normalized already on the collection when we collect it. And this, of course, requires a lot of testing with the various vendors and operating systems to make it actually work so that it will be easy to start with. And then visualization and alerting, so Grafana dashboards and alerts. And we could make the support for InfluxDB and Prometheus queries. So basically that people could pick up some time series database that is already available in their company. And then for the inventory part, so that we could generate the configurations based on some sort of source of truth, so that, for example, we could trigger some webhooks or event rules from Netbox to generate these config files. I think that's the last slide. So that's the idea. If you have any ideas on this front, please come talk to me, or at least Jaakko has been volunteering to participate on this this workshop.
Thank you, Timo. I already noticed that there were someone proposed something else as well on the Mattermost channel, so I hope things will start moving forward like a snowball from here on out. But yeah, I guess in addition to the instructors, we of course will need 1 or 2 sponsors to cover the venues and food and drinks and whatever we need to have that those kinds of workshops. So for every workshop idea that we get, once we get all these little bits and pieces, then we can schedule it and then it'll happen. So does anyone have any questions or ideas that they'd like to voice right away?
If Trenten sponsors the event, can we host it in Kouvola?
Kouvola. Well, the thing is that what we can do is we can just make, Indico is our system for registering for all these events. We can make one in the Indico and open registration and see if there are enough registrations by, I guess 10 would be a good number. If there are enough registrations within 2 weeks, then it's a go. We can do that if you want to sponsor the venue and stuff like that in Kouvola. I think it's doable, so we let the people decide, which is very diplomatic of me, I guess. Well, if there are no other questions, and of course you'll be here all evening, so you can pick Jaakko's and Timo's and the other Timo as well. You can pick their brains and talk about all these automation issues. And I'm sure there are other automation experts in the room as well.